Our CBS Sports training camp tour is in Nashville for Titans camp. Ryan Tannehill expected to be QB1. The Titans coming off of a losing season for the first time in Mike Vrabel's era because of injuries. Tannehill was sidelined with an ankle injury that forced him to miss 2 consecutive games and the final 3 games of the season. Tennessee finishing last season 7-10. They lost in Week 18 to the Jags to decide the AFC South, just missing the playoffs. So where do they stack up in the AFC South this season? Here's more from Ryan Tannehill alongside our Evan Washburn.
Well, Ryan, great to see you, man. Year 12 has to seem like it's moving fast, but a lot of change in the offseason here in Tennessee, especially offensively. What stood out about the group you guys are starting to build here early in camp?
Yeah, you mentioned, new offense, new coordinator, some new faces we have on board with us. So just trying to really come together, get on the same page with this new offense. I've seen a lot of growth over the course of the spring OTAs, and now, first week and a half into training camp of guys understanding what we're trying to accomplish and then going out and learning. Every day, every rep is a learning opportunity. So to see these guys taking that information and then go improve upon it day in and day out, it's been a lot of fun.
And we just mentioned it, over a decade in this league, so you've seen a lot. But the offseason here must have been, I don't know about new, but at least new in recent memory for you to see a lot of vets move on, obviously a new front office. What was the experience like for you?
I just tried to take it day by day. I never knew what was going to happen, how things were going to turn out, but try to just control what I can control, take care of myself, get myself mentally and physically ready to go into the offseason program, into the OTAs, and then once I was there, be where your feet are, try to get on board with this offense and be the best player and leader of this offense I can be.
It's left those of us on the outside wondering, is this a transitional year? It's clearly not a rebuild year. From a player's perspective, a leader on this team, what words best describe the approach you guys are taking into the season?
The approach is to go win. That's why we're here. That's why we put in the work that we do, the time that we do, the effort, the blood, the sweat, everything that goes into it, is to go win football games. And guys are buying into it and excited about the opportunity we have. It
wasn't part of that offseason of change, but DeAndre Hopkins comes in here right at the forefront of camp. What's it been like to work with him?
It's been a lot of fun. Obviously, super talented guy. I've seen his plays from afar and been a fan of his game from afar for a long time. But to be able to share the field with him and get him the football has been a lot of fun. Just getting accustomed to, his body, the way he runs routes, the way he moves, where I can put the football in relation to the coverage. So, still be a learning process here for the next couple of weeks as we get on the same page. But obviously, a guy who's extremely talented, played in a lot of football games, made a lot of big plays, and look forward to seeing him make plays for us.
Understanding it's early, but how would you describe how the math is different, the decisions are different with a talent like that, especially with his nature of being able to high point and seemingly catch things that most guys can't?
Yeah, you have to have a little different approach to what's covered and what's uncovered. Another guy with a guy draped on him might be covered, but with Hop, you put the ball in the right spot and he has a chance to go make a play. So that's one thing we're just trying to get on the same page of where I'm putting that ball, how I can throw the ball with what touch to allow him to go make that play. So I've seen a few of those plays already in practice and excited to see a few more.
The guy orchestrating it all, Tim Kelly, year 1 as offensive coordinator here. What's his offense look like? What should we expect to see out on the field when you get going for real in week 1?
I'm excited about what Tim's brought to the table. Some new ideas, some fresh thoughts, new concepts, different ways of looking at some similar things that we've done in the past. So, he wants to keep pressure on the defense and do that in a lot of different ways with the run game, with the pass game, changing things up. So, a lot of new stuff, but excited about where things are at, and hopefully we can just keep building on what we've done so far.
And it goes back to this idea of change, but the staples, obviously you and Derek on that offensive side of the ball. What are the conversations you guys have had about, all right, here's how we're going to help lead this group that's kind of finding their way, even with the addition of a guy like DeAndre?
Yeah, we just got to go be us, be the leaders that we are, set the tone each and every day. Nobody's going to outwork us, and we're going to lead by example in that regard, and then, bringing the other guys along. There's going to be ups and downs during training camp when you're dealing with good days and not so good days and everything in between. That's kind of the grind of training camp. That's the way it is. That's the way you want it to be with a quality defense that's playing well. So the back and forth, the tug, and as leaders of the offense, it's our job to try to keep pushing our guys and getting the most out of each and every day.
Last couple for you, sort of more big picture. I know you're in the grind of camp, but your career and when you do reflect on it, if there are moments you're able to, how would you describe it?
Right now, I'm just excited for year 12. You know, I'm not in the reflecting back on their career stage just yet. You know, excited for year 12 and the opportunity that I have. You know, want to go out and play great football this year and win a bunch of football games.
You've seen so much success in your career and Super Bowl Vegas this year. To make that run and have these guys watching it, what would that mean to you?
Oh, it'd be huge. Obviously, that's what you're out here for. That's what you're putting the time in for. That's a goal each and every year is to go do that. So, you know, that's an opportunity we have in front of us, but got to take care of each and every day along the road to get there.
Last one. I had no idea. This is way off the field and way above the field. You're a pilot now? How did this come together?
Yeah, I was curious about it for a long period of time, and you know, had the injury to end the year, and was going to have some downtime, so decided to attack it full steam ahead, and dove into it. You did the online written part of it first, and then dove into flying and doing the flying lessons and all that. And thankfully, I was able to kind of grind it out over the course of the off season, and you know, pass my pilot exam, got certified in June.
What translates from being a football player, or maybe more notably a quarterback, to being a pilot?
I think, you know, staying steady through what can be stressful situations. You know, you've got a lot of chatter going on the radio, a lot of inputs, you know, a lot of things you're keeping your eye on within the cockpit. Being able to talk to ATC, handle all your gauges, make sure everything's in the right spot, and you're constantly prepping for something that could be awry. You know, so being able to keep your composure, stay steady during those times, I think definitely translate, you know, from being a quarterback to being in the cockpit.
Well, with some of the delays, I might need to call on you to get me home one of these weekends.
Yeah, I might be busy this time of year, but call me in the spring.
Sounds good, man. Great to see you. Thank you.
Titans adding some weapons on offense, and D-Hop taking a look at their scoring offense the past 3 seasons. In 2020, ranking 4th in the league. Ever since then, it has been on a very steady decline. 2022 ranking 28th. Titans currently the 2nd best odds to win the AFC South for the upcoming season, only behind the Jags.